So, breakfast. Been a lot of dogma around breakfast over, well, quite a long period of time actually. So I'm here to set the record straight. So, I'm here to tell you that breakfast does not kickstart your metabolism, okay? You will not go into starvation mode if you skip a meal. In fact, you will only go into starvation mode if you don't have any food for 3 days, okay? You do not have to eat breakfast. Skipping breakfast will not make you fat. And eating anything in the morning is not better than eating nothing, okay? So, crazy, right? Because we've been told for a long time that pretty much everything that I said is the opposite, okay? Mainly because a lot of the research around breakfast was done by breakfast companies. So obviously it was in their best interest to make breakfast look very important. However, we are now finding that actually it doesn't really make a difference whether you eat it or not, okay? Now, first I want to clarify what do we mean by breakfast, because obviously technically the first meal that you eat in the day, whatever time that is, breaks the fast as such. When I'm talking in the context of breakfast in regards to this video, I'm talking about eating a meal within, say, an hour of waking up, okay? So just keep that in mind. So, should you eat breakfast or not? So should you eat within an hour of waking up or not? Doesn't matter. Totally individual, okay? The pros of eating breakfast as such, is pretty much, do you enjoy eating it? If you do, eat breakfast, okay? If you can eat breakfast and keep your total intake in control and you enjoy eating breakfast, eat breakfast, okay? Simple as. Now, there are some instances where skipping breakfast may be advantageous for you. The first one being, of course, if that you don't like breakfast. You know, if you don't particularly enjoy eating as soon as you wake up, don't do it. Don't force yourself to eat something. You don't have to eat it, okay? Secondly, if you particularly tend to struggle with, overeating, skipping a whole meal could make a lot of sense in the fact that you now eat less. If you skip a whole meal, you eat less throughout the day, okay? Now, if this causes you to overcompensate later, then obviously this isn't a great strategy for you. But you'll be surprised by how many people don't actually overcompensate later in the day, okay? So obviously, if you skip a meal, you eat less. But again, it's individual, okay? And finally, I think, which is quite sort of probably a common one, is the instances where you grab something because the notion that something is better than nothing, okay? So, I mean, this could go 1,000 ways, but let's say someone grabs a cereal bar because, again, it's something is better than nothing. But, if that cereal bar is healthy but has 600-700 calories and a load of added sugar, probably not better than nothing. If you grab a fruit juice that is full of added sugar, which a lot tend to be, not better than nothing, okay? And again, it's literally, if you tend to be in the situation where you're rushed in the morning, you just grab literally anything, any convenience food, because again, the notion that something is better than nothing. And then add on top of that you probably don't even enjoy this or even remember it because you're consuming it whilst trying to get the kids ready for school, or you're consuming it whilst you're driving to work. So, like I say, you don't enjoy it and you probably don't even remember it because you're trying to consume it whilst trying to get your kids ready for the 15th time, or you're really concentrating on not dying whilst driving to work. Probably it might be an idea to leave it, give it a couple of hours and actually wait until you can sit down, have a meal that you actually enjoy and remember eating and actually satisfies both your taste buds and your hunger, okay? So, like I say, if you're always just rushing around, why not leave it for a bit and, actually sit down and have something that you, A, enjoy, and B, actually remember and enjoy eating, okay? And this sort of leads on to my final point, which is just experiment. If you tend to eat breakfast, why not try a few days not eating breakfast? See how you get on. And vice versa, okay? And just experiment, try both ways, see which works best for you, because at the end of the day, what matters is how much you eat throughout the day. That is what matters, okay? And how you do that is just totally individual to you, okay? One side note I will make on this in the experiment bit is, if you tend to eat breakfast as soon as you wake up and you try experimenting with not doing so, just realise for the first few days you will be hungry, okay? That is totally normal. Basically, our bodies get used to sensing patterns and it almost anticipates food, okay? So if you always eat as soon as you wake up, your body will basically release hunger hormones in response to this habitual feeding time as such. So for the first few days, you will get those hunger hormones, but throughout time, you know, and it's not as long as you think, if you constantly, after, you know, eat a bit later on, your body will get used to this eating later on, if you know what I mean. So it will go away, so don't worry about that. But like I say, experiment, try it. And as always, let me know if you try it either way, and, you know, just let me know how you get on, because I'm always interested in how people get on, okay? So that's it. You know, breakfast, not the most important meal of the day. Whether you eat it or not, doesn't really matter to weight loss, okay? It's totally individual. If you want to eat it, eat it. If you don't, don't. Okay? So, as always, guys, please feel free to like, comment, share, love, haha, wow, whatever. I always appreciate it, and it does always push the video out to more people, which is always my goal. So I always appreciate interaction on the post. Leave comments, questions, etc. Anything that you took from the video. I always enjoy seeing what people take from videos, etc. So please feel free to do that. And if I don't talk to you before, have a great weekend. Thank you.